I quietly opened the door and recorded for a full minute the intimacy between my cheating wife and her AP on camera. Then I said, "Now I've seen how you're advancing your favorites up the career ladder." She fell to the floor in horror, and her AP jumped out the window in fear. This will be a very cruel revenge. I always believed betrayal came with warning signs, the late-night meetings, the mysterious texts, the sudden overtime that turned into weekly rituals. But when it's your wife, you don't want to believe it. You gaslight yourself. You say she's ambitious, she's climbing the corporate ladder, she's just tired. But all it took was one moment, one decision to trust my gut that changed everything. And when I quietly opened the door to our bedroom that Tuesday afternoon, camera in hand, I stopped being the husband and became the storm. I had come home early. The office was closed for emergency maintenance, and I thought maybe I'll surprise her. Instead, she surprised me. Her favorite music was playing softly from upstairs. Wine glasses, too, sat on the kitchen counter. Her heels were by the stairs, but no sign of her. I already knew. Something inside me clicked, so I didn't say a word. I pulled out my phone, hit record, and crept up the stairs like a ghost. The door was ajar, and what I saw I'll never forget. My wife Natalie, half-dressed, laughing breathlessly, and her boss, that smug prick Mr. Hewlings, shirtless and unashamed, laying beside her, stroking her hair like this was his kingdom. I filmed for a full minute. Their kisses, their laughter, their moaning. Every sound burned into my brain. And then I pushed the door open with my free hand. Calm, controlled, like a man who had already accepted the storm. Natalie's eyes shot open first. The color drained from her face. Her AP sat up, eyes bulging in horror. "Now I see how you've been advancing your favorites up the career ladder," I said evenly. Natalie scrambled off the bed, pulling the sheets around her. James, please." But she didn't finish because her AP? He jumped out of the window. That's right. Didn't even try to explain. Just dived through the second-story window and bolted, pants in hand. And me? I just turned off the camera, looked my wife in the eye and said, "You're going to regret everything." The house was dead silent. Natalie just stood there, clinging to the bedsheet like it could shield her from the consequences. "James," she whispered, her voice shaking. "Let me explain." I ignored her. I walked over to the dresser, picked up my phone, and calmly stopped the recording. The clip was already backed up to the cloud. Safe. Untouchable. "I'm not interested in your explanations," I said, eyes fixed on her. "I'm interested in consequences." She flinched at the word, but she had no idea what was coming. Because I wasn't going to scream or cry. I wasn't going to beg. I wasn't even going to confront Hewlings. I was going to burn them both slowly, publicly, professionally, permanently. That evening, I stayed at a hotel, but not before doing what needed to be done. Froze our joint accounts, locked every shared credit card, transferred my personal savings to a separate bank, disabled her access to anything with my name on it, mortgage, insurance, even the Wi-Fi. Natalie had lived comfortably on the perks of my hard work, but that comfort? Gone by midnight. She was blowing up my phone. "James, I can't access the checking account. Where's the rent money? The landlord just called me." I left every message on read. You see, Hewlings wasn't just her boss. He was also married, and his wife, Claire Hewlings, was on the company's board. Yeah, that's right. The man Natalie had been screwing was cheating on the company, on his wife, and on the very policies he was paid to uphold. So I scheduled a private meeting with Claire through a corporate contact I knew from a previous gala. We met at a quiet cafe the next afternoon. She looked composed, but sharp. She already knew something was up. I handed her the flash drive. "Watch it in private," I said. "Your husband, my wife, office affair. Your company's reputation is on the line." She blinked, didn't say a word, took the flash drive and nodded. That was all I needed. The match had been struck, and it was about to hit the fuse. 2 days later, Natalie was still trying to call me. She begged, she cried, she threatened, but I kept it quiet. Calculated, until Friday morning when the office email blast went out. Subject: immediate termination notice. To all staff. Effective immediately. Mr. Matthew Hoolings has been removed from his position due to conduct in violation of company ethics policy. Further details remain confidential. Please direct all communications to the HR department. And Natalie? She was CC'd. I watched her reaction from a distance, standing near the cafe across the street as she stepped outside the building with her things in a box. Because, oh yeah, she was fired too. Apparently, Claire had forwarded the footage to HR, and when it became clear Natalie had been an eager participant on company time, they cut her loose without a second thought. The golden girl of the department, gone in one day. That night, I finally picked up her call. Her voice was hoarse, weak. "James, please, I know I messed up, but it was a mistake. I never meant to hurt you." I let her talk, let her pour out her fake guilt. Then I said, "Don't worry, Nat, I'm not just leaving you." A pause. "What do you mean?" I smiled. "I'm exposing you." And I hung up. Natalie didn't just lose her job. She lost the carefully curated image she had spent years building. The strong corporate woman, the loving wife with a perfect marriage, the role model for her peers. All of it, gone. But we weren't even halfway through the fall because I wasn't interested in a clean break. I wanted this to follow her everywhere. Natalie thrived on status. The charity events, the brunches, the online brand she cultivated with nauseating hashtags like #PowerCoupleGoals and #RiseAndGrindQueen. So I gave her audience a little update. I created a burner Instagram and uploaded a single video clip. Only 14 seconds. Just enough to show the unmistakable silhouette of her and Hoolings caught in an intimate moment. No faces, just shadows, sounds, and timing. The caption: "Climbing the corporate ladder the old-fashioned way. Your boss, babe." I didn't even tag her. Didn't have to. Her friends connected the dots within the hour. My phone buzzed all day with screenshots of texts from her former girlfriends. "You knew she was married? What the hell happened to you?" So much for empowered women empowering women. Natalie's network disintegrated in a weekend. She had called my bluff, told me during one of her tantrum voicemails, "You'll never divorce me. You'll lose everything. I'll take the house, the car. You'll owe me." Oh, Natalie, she didn't know I'd already lawyered up. And here's the beautiful part. We had a prenup. The clause? Any infidelity nullifies spousal support and entitles the injured party to full asset protection. Guess who signed it without reading? And since she'd been caught on video with a timestamp in her workplace with a superior, we weren't just talking about divorce. We were talking about leverage. My lawyer filed the papers Monday morning. Natalie was served by a private agent at her parents' house where she had been staying. I wish I could have seen her face. Remember how Natalie used to brag about her amazing references and undeniable track record? Not anymore. I didn't need to lie or fabricate anything. All I did was forward her exit paperwork, along with the internal HR statement, to 3 executive recruiters she had listed on her LinkedIn profile. Then I uploaded a redacted version of her termination summary to a professional forum used by hiring managers in our city. Anonymous, untraceable, but the headline, unmissable. Caution. Former marketing exec terminated for on-site affair with senior director. Her name wasn't even needed. The circles she moved in were small. The gossip would do the rest. And now, she was untouchable. By the end of the week, Natalie sent one last message. "I get it now. You were the only one who ever really cared. I made a mistake. Please, let's talk before it's too late." I didn't reply. Not because I didn't have anything to say, but because she already knew. She had gambled everything on a thrill, a fleeting, selfish thrill, and she lost. Natalie once said, "Reputation is everything." I made sure she remembered that. But revenge, true revenge, it's not just about loss. It's about reminders. So that every time they try to rebuild, there's always rubble underneath. Every time they smile, it cracks under the weight of memory. I wasn't just going to walk away. I was going to leave a scar. After getting fired, Natalie assumed she'd at least walk away with severance. A few months of salary to coast on. Maybe enough to settle somewhere else. She forgot something. Just cause termination. With the proof I provided HR, video, timestamps, emails from her work computer, they voided her severance. No payout. No references. No legal recourse. She tried to fight it. Her lawyer dropped her after the first meeting when he saw the evidence pile. She didn't just lose her job. She became radioactive. Oh, I didn't forget him. He thought he could simply move on, find another firm, start over. But the board of directors wasn't content with a resignation. They demanded accountability. See, Natalie wasn't his first mentee. He had a pattern. And I, helpful as ever, encouraged other victims to speak. Quietly, anonymously, one former employee reached out to me, then another. With their permission, I passed their statements to the board's legal counsel. Hewlings was disbarred from holding any leadership role in any affiliated firm. Even better, his wife, yes, his wife, filed for divorce a week later. Turns out, I wasn't the only husband gathering evidence. Natalie had once been the keynote speaker at women's business events. She loved giving talks on ethics, transparency, and leading with integrity. I sent her talks to the event organizers with a short message. You may want to reconsider who you call a role model. Her name was quietly scrubbed from upcoming events. One organization even issued a statement. We apologize for previously endorsing individuals who no longer reflect our values. Natalie didn't just vanish. She was deleted. What Natalie never understood was that I never needed to stoop to her level. I didn't scream. I didn't chase. I didn't grovel or collapse. I planned while she unraveled. I quietly finalized my divorce, kept the house, kept the car, kept the investments. She got nothing except her own last name again. I met someone new a few months later. Funny, kind, real. No games, no secrets, no masks. And when I told her the story, she just shook her head and said, she didn't just lose a husband. She lost a damn good man. Last I heard, Natalie was working freelance, bouncing between couches, trying to salvage what she could of her once bright future. She reached out one last time. A long email. No subject line. No punctuation. Just desperate words and memories. I didn't reply because revenge isn't always loud. Sometimes it's silence, the kind that echoes forever. Natalie destroyed a marriage for a fling and lost everything. James stayed silent, moved strategically, and came out on top. And Hewlings, just another corporate predator who finally got what he deserved. Was this revenge justified, or did it go too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear your take, and if you love jaw-dropping pro-revenge stories, make sure to hit that subscribe button and smash the like for more thrilling tales you won't want to miss. Every like, share, and subscription means the world to us. It helps us keep bringing you the stories you crave. Your support truly makes a difference. Thank you so much for being part of our community.